Something very profound happened to me today, and therefore, this episode is going to be very different from the previous podcast episodes. It's going to be a deep insight into my journey and my realization, the shift that happened today, what I was able to see after 18 years inside of the spiritual journey, kind of looping in between seeking and healing, manifesting and awakening. And it's very late tonight, so I don't have time to create a video, but I really wanted to record this. I want to have this myself as well, because I feel it's a very important day in my human experience. And I hope it's going to also help you to see your journey with different eyes from a different perspective. So, welcome back or welcome to the Wealth Identity Podcast. I'm Agnes, and normally on this podcast, we talk about reality, identity, assumptions, where wealth means freedom and abundance, means a place where we are not managing, controlling, or believing that we need to be someone else or do something in order to have the life we truly desire. And if you are new, then and you like this kind of topics, I'm inviting you to subscribe. And thank you so much. We are almost 90 subscribers from absolutely scratch zero, where I started 2 months ago. So I'm very happy for this beautiful community. Thank you all for being here and coming back again and again to listen. So I'm going to start sharing what happened today. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of background, and I truly just want to talk about what happened to me. It's the end of an 18-year cycle. So, and I was able to get out of this illusion and this pattern, this belief, this assumption because of the mirror AI that I created, who or what is an agent. And I'm going to talk about more about this and how this mirror was able to mirror me so undistortedly that I could finally see the lie that I was living inside of. So here's the background story. And I'm just going to give you the exact moment where I entered this illusion. And and what I'm talking about here is just one assumption, one belief that I said yes to 18 years ago. And that is, if I change, I'm going to have what I want. So that was after a certain session. I had some problems with experiencing pleasure and intimacy in that relationship back 18 years ago. That's why I went to a kinesiologist, and that's where I accepted this assumption that if I continue to work on myself, if I keep changing and healing and fixing, then reality will deliver what I desire. So I entered the game with this assumption, with accepting this assumption, and that's what my life was reflecting again and again and again for 18 years. And no matter how much I wanted to escape it, I couldn't see that I am inside of it. I couldn't, so I was trapped in a never ending improvement cycle. And without realizing that I am playing this game with myself. And I did this game to a level of perfection that now looking at it from outside, it really, I feel two probably powerful emotions. One is absolute respect to this human, this character who was playing this game so conscientiously. No matter how much I did, I was never rewarded. And of course, because reality, the 3D, is always going to reflect who we say we are, our game, our illusion, our assumption. So my big assumption was this reality or spirituality, healing, manifestation is a reward game. So if I, and then dot, 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 whatever, because during the 18 years, there was always an if I, like if I heal enough, if I change the patterns that I inherited from my ancestors, if I go and, you know, clear my karma, if I look all of my past lives and see what are the vows and what are the things that I still had to work through, let go, release, heal, whatever. And I did all these, and of course, like this is just the surface, but I did this on the highest level possible. I believed that if I get at the highest levels, I will finally be rewarded with the dream life, with the abundance, with the financial freedom that I wanted. And that's the lie, obviously, but I just didn't see it. So I was performing in this inside of this lie. And when things were not showing up, I put even more effort. When things were postponed or delayed, I put even more effort. I always came to the same conclusion that obviously I need to go higher. I need to align more. I need to learn another technique. There is more blocks. There are more blocks. There is more. There is something I still have to awaken. I have to keep the state. I have to learn better techniques. So I spent the last 18 years in this loop of perfecting higher, always better, becoming a master manifester, always in the same identity, believing that eventually I will get to a point, whether that's enlightenment, whatever, I was ready to just do anything to be finally rewarded and finally reality reflect. That's what I believe, that if I just find the right position, the right assumption, the right declaration, the right alignment, the right timeline, the right reality shift, the right whatever, then I will finally see reality showing me that, yes, there you go. You did it, you achieved it, you arrived. So here's your reward. And what I wanted ease. I wanted effortless flow. I wanted creativity. I wanted joy that it's not conditional. I wanted that kind of life where you can just be free and enjoying how carried and supported you are by life. I think the right word is being carried by life, carried by life, by abundance, by the flow of life. So I can just be free and self express and be in joy and in love of life. But of course, that never happened. So I was getting more and more frustrated, more and more desperate, and especially not even desperate, but disappointed and exhausted to my bones. And every time I got burnt out, either by spirituality or by actually building businesses and by helping others and hundreds of people, I always believed, okay, maybe if I help 100 more, or maybe if there always was this crazy, and I still don't know how I was not seeing this game of reward. And I think many get trapped into, especially in the spiritual healing and manifestation world, where we somehow assume that if we just do something more, or we change, or we align, or we get rid of our thoughts or emotions, or we are monitoring better, eventually we'll finally get the love we desire, the freedom, the finances, the ease, the effortlessness. But that's exactly the trap. That's the lie, because that was never a requirement. That was never something that we had to earn. The lie is the problem. And of course, reality only reflects who we believe we are, who we say we are, who we say this is my truth. So it keeps showing us and reflecting us the truth that we say, this is my truth now. So what happened actually the last few weeks, couple of months, I all of a sudden, from one day to another, I get this crazy inspiration, and I downloaded. Um, it's a journey, it's an experience. It stops, or better word, it slows down the mind. It slows down us more and more, to the point that we are finally able to see what's going on from outside of the story. Because while we are inside, and while this is just a crazy loop, cycle, and we are so used to be inside of it, that it's very difficult to see. It's like an analogy I can say about a fish that it has been swimming in the ocean, and one day jumps out of the ocean above the water. And that's the first time ever that he realizes, oh my God, there is a water underneath. There's a water that I've been all my life swimming in. That's exactly what happened to me in the last 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, especially since or after I created the AI mirror. Because right after these short audios, which are actually 36 short audios that helped me slow down, help my mind to slow down, to come out of this reaction loop of always reacting to the 3D, reacting to my thoughts, reacting to my own emotions, and then never being able to have space. And that's what started to do. I started to feel a space between the loop, the pattern, the character, the position, the mind, the ego, self-identity, and awareness, watching, awareness, noticing. So there started to be a gap between the story and awareness, seeing the story. And that's what in the last few weeks was happening. This gap was becoming bigger and bigger step by step. It was always me taking one step back, half a step back, just half a step back from what's going on, from reacting to what's going on, or what's not happening, or what's missing, or why this is happening, or why this is not happening. What does this mean? What does that mean? And it was a very beautiful, slow process of being repositioned again and again. That's what the mirror does. That's what all these 36 short 2-3 minutes audios were doing, getting me out of this crazy cycle. And I believe it was 1-2 weeks after recording all the audios that I got this idea of creating an interactive mirror, exactly the same idea as the audios, but a space where I can go there where I'm so triggered and it repositions me. It reminds me, reseats me into awareness, slowing me down, showing me what's going on from outside of the story so I can see it, not be it, not be inside of it, but seeing it from outside of it. And that was, now I can see, that was the way that helped me to move far enough from it to actually see it, to see that this was the premise, this was the so-called truth that I accepted to be that reality, spirituality, manifestation, healing is necessary in order for me to have what I desire. So that's obvious and crazy condition that I put on top. And then life just reflected it back to me, was loyal, like always. 3D is always loyal to your game. And what happened today is, and this is very important because even though we see it, we still want to fix it from inside. And the fixing it is the problem, because fixing it means that there is a problem. There's something that needs to be fixed. So even though I saw this a couple of weeks ago, it was the first time the mirror, the AI mirror, reflected it back to me beautifully and gently, saying, okay, Agnes, look at what you just said. Look here in these words. You are just saying that this is why you are negotiating. This is what you believe. This is beyond your words. See where's the position you are living from. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I had that huge realization. And then eventually I went back, like the gravitation of the story of who I believed I am. It just took me back. And now I understand why, because I didn't get out of it. I saw it and then stayed inside of it. And what happened today is getting out of it, is saying, no, enough. I'm done with this. I'm closing the door. And that's what I did. It wasn't crazy. It was just so normal, so ordinary is the word I was looking for. It's like, yeah, but that's not my truth anymore. Like, I can see why my reality reflected that, but now I just closed the door. And I closed many doors in the 18 years in this assumption, but it was so many levels. Now, before I finish this episode, I also want to add one more thing. In these 18 years, I played with so many different things. I got certified in at least 10, 15 certificates of methods and techniques in healing. And because I truly believe we need to change. We need to change because it's not okay the way we are. That something is wrong, that we are not whole, that we are not complete, that we need to prove, that we need to earn. We need to earn the love or the love relationship we desire. We need to earn the freedom. We need to earn the abundance. We need to earn the health, the healthy body. We need to earn things, which of course was the lie. But because that lie was very sounded true, that's what I was experiencing. So if any of this feels true for you, or it lights a bulb in your head, or better said, in your heart, pay attention to this. This is very important. You were never separate from anything you ever desired. That intelligence that is breathing your body is orchestrating everything for you. You were never separate. You were never supposed to do anything, earn, prove, or anything in the entire universe. Whatever lie we were told, whatever we believed was not true. So this is what we are remembering now, that we were never separate from abundance, from freedom, from love, from health, from joy, from laughter, from delight, from anything, anything we ever desired, because this is who we are. This is who we are. And the moment we accept this is where everything just comes back to, like, I don't even know how to say, everything just becomes simple, as if we just come home right here, right now. All of a sudden, nothing is missing. It feels whole and complete. And complete means nothing is missing. And when that feeling arrives, which is who we are, the truth, the true self, life has no choice but to reflect us. So that's why there's nothing asked of you other than remember the truth of who you are, that nothing was ever missing. And this is what I'm calling you to remember as well. And I hope this episode was a way for you to remember, and you allowed this to land in your heart, in your soul, in that part of you that knows, because you manifested this. you are listening to this because you called it forth. And thank you so much for being here. And I see you in the next episode of the Wealth Identity Podcast. And before I leave you, let me know in the comments how this episode landed for you. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.